Hi, everybody. We are going to continue in math today talking about rounding to the nearest tens. Now, yesterday on your math page, you should have learned that numbers that end in a zero or have a zero in the ones place are rounded to the nearest 10. Okay, all numbers that have a zero in the ones place are rounded to the nearest 10. Okay, and so we're going to talk about other numbers today. Okay, and how do we know when we're rounding numbers, how we know where to round them? Okay, all right, I have a number line here, and hopefully you can see it. I don't think there's too much glare. I have a number line 30 all the way to 40. Okay, let me move it up a little bit. There, that's a little better, I think. Okay. So 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 is right in the middle. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, so if I said the number 34, let me get my blue marker here. And I circled 34 on my number line. Is 34 rounded to the nearest 10? No, it's not, because there is a 4 in the ones place. So it is not rounded to the nearest tens. But if I said, go ahead and round it to the nearest tens, I want to look at my number line. Is 34 closer to 30 down here? Or is 34 closer to 40 down this end? And hopefully you said it's closer to 30. I only have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to get to 30. So 34 rounded to the nearest 10 would be 30. And also, let's talk about that number 34. What two groups of 10 is 34 in between? Okay? And we know that on my number line here that 34 is in between 30 and 40. Okay, and we'll talk more about that later. All right, let's do another number. How about the number 33? 33 is right here on my number line. 33 is in between 30 and 40. So if I wanted to round 33 to the nearest 10, I would go this way. This way is closer. 1, 2, 3. So 33 rounded to the nearest 10 is 30. All right, what if I said the number 37? 37 is right here on my number line. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Is 37 closer to 30 or is it closer to 40? And hopefully you said in your smart little mind that it's closer to 40. 1, 2, 3. You only went 3 spaces to get to 40. So 37 rounded to the nearest 10 would be 40. So let's talk about the number 35 for a second. 35, I'm going to put a square around 35 because 35 is special. And it's special because it is right in the middle of the number line. I go backwards 5 to get to 30. I go forwards 5 to get to 40. So how do we round it up? Or how do we round it to the nearest 10? Which way should we go? Well, here's a little secret, okay? Don't tell anybody. When there is a 5 in the 1 spot, you always round up to the nearest 10, okay? When there is a 5 in the 1 spot, you always round up, okay? So 35 rounded to the nearest 10 would be 40, okay? I'm going to erase this number line, and we're going to do some more numbers. We're going to practice, okay? And I got blue and green here. Let's use blue. Okay, what about the number, going to make a new number line. What about the number 23? 23 is in between what two groups of 10? 23 is in between 20 and 30, okay? 25 is in the middle. Then here's 24, 23, 22, 21. 23 is right here. Would I round 23 to 20, or would I round 23 to 30, all the way down here? 23 is closer to 20, so you'd round that to 20. 25 is right in the middle of my number line. Now remember, if it ends with a 5, or if it has a 5 in the ones place, you always round up. 25 will be rounded to 30, 35 would be rounded to 40, 45 would be rounded to 50, and so on, okay? Now I want you to get your math page 280 out. Okay, it should look like this. There is, what is that guy? It's a car, and I have no idea what that thing is on the top. But it's basically saying numbers 11 to 19 are between 10 and 20, and there's the number line. Okay, their number line is like a hill. Okay, so if you end up on this side of the hill, you go back down. If you end up on this side of the hill, you go forwards. Okay? So you're going to need your pink and blue crayon. Sorry, boys, you're going to have to use a pink crayon. But if you really don't want to, then use a red. Okay? For number 1. Number 1 says color the numbers pink or red, whatever you want to use, that round to 30. Color the numbers blue that round to 40. And then there's a whole bunch of birds there. Now all the birds that you would round to 30, you're going to color pink or red. All the birds that are rounded to 40 should be blue. Okay? And then number 2, let's do this. I'm going to do the first one together for number 2. So let me erase again. And number 2 says 27 is between this and this. Okay, and basically it wants to know, it says write the 2 10s each number is in between. So if you had a number line in your head and 27 was on your number line, what 2 groups of 10 would be at each end of your number line? Okay, and if you need to draw a little number line, that's okay. So if you need to do your number line like this, here's 27, what would be, can you see that? On this end would be 20, that end would be 30. So 27 is in between 20 and 30. Okay, so hopefully, let's do 2B together too, just to make sure. Erase that. Okay, and it says 72 is between blank and blank. If you had a number line and 72 was on your number line, what two groups of 10 would 72 be in between? Okay? Think about it. And your answer should have 70 and 80. Okay? And I'll draw the number line down here so you can see it better. 70 would be down this end, 80 would be down this end, and 72 would be right about there. Okay? So if you need to draw your number lines to get your answers, you can go ahead and do that. Or you can just picture a number line in your head. Okay, and number 3, it says mark the circle under the correct rounded number. So 17 would be closer to 10 or 20. And the next one says 37 would be closer to 30 or 40. Number 4, I'll read this one while you guys read it with me. Noah has a box of 16 colored pencils to use on the ride home. 7 pencils have sharp points. How many of Noah's pencils need to be sharpened? So draw a little picture of 16 pencils. And then maybe you want to draw really sharp points on 7 of those. How many are left, or how many don't have sharp points, or how many need to be sharpened? And you have to figure out whether that's addition or subtraction. And you'll see the word pencils written in red. That means, and I've always told you guys, that you need to label your answer. That means when we're talking about money, you put money, dollar sign, cent sign. So down there on the bottom of your paper, it says label. And you want to write. That means whatever your answer is, you have to write pencils afterwards. You're labeling it, okay? So your answer, so if I just saw your answer, I'd know you were talking about pencils, okay? Hopefully that is not confusing to you guys. And if it is, please comment below, and I can do another video if I need to, if it is confusing. So I wish you guys the best, and I guess I'll talk to you next time. All right, bye.